Clemson at number 20, Louisville, 7:30 p.m. ESPN. Louisville 2.5 point favorite. Louisville got its first win ever over Clemson last year in Death Valley. Some would argue maybe that was kind of the big, I don't know the beginning, but people always look back and cite that game as like, okay, now you're losing at home and you're losing by double digits at home. And then even though you did go on to make the playoff, things unraveled as they have. But that was the first time Louisville ever beat Clemson. Prior to that, Clemson had won, I believe, 8 in a row ever since they had joined the ACC. And Louisville's in a really interesting spot, Mac. They're coming off a brutal loss to Cal, kind of reminiscent of some of the tough losses they've taken in November in recent years. Isaac Brown is out. He's not going to play, which is terrible for Louisville fans. Miller Moss has been struggling. It kind of feels, and I mean this in the most respectful way. I'm curious what this crowd's like, right? Like I'm have they moved on to hoops in
Mm,
some way, shape, or form? I hope not.
yeah.
But that Cal loss was really tough for Louisville overall.
Yeah, that's a good question too, because their hoops are pretty freaking good.
Yeah.
They're going to be really good. ACC is really good right now. Shout out to them. Great start for men's and Hannah Dalga the other night.
And
My
women. I mean,
God.
that's the thing. Women are always good.
Yeah,
So
killer.
you're
I,
not
I I do want to peel
surprised.
back the curtain of here because I know you were dreaming of Ingles steaks. You text me at 5 a.m. and said 16 steaks. That's crazy. I'm like, wow. I just got so happy reading that. I know you
I
meant
was feeding a baby and very, very tired. Continue.
that was funny. But yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. You know, when you look at these guys, are they going to show up? Are they going to be there? Are they going to be packed? No, I think so because it's Friday night. Big draw, obviously, for the Clemson Tigers. How many Clemson fans travel too?
Yeah.
That's a fun place to go. Again, being on Friday maybe is a little interesting, and maybe that's a little difficult for some people to be able to swing that. But it could be a big factor. You know, it could be a big indicator in this game and just what they want to do. Because I think everything you laid out is extremely true. So just looking at it from the Louisville side here, you're missing your best player in Isaac Brown, who is not able to go, who is such a key part, who killed Clemson last year, running the football. Miller Moss has not been playing his best this last couple weeks. He just has struggled, hadn't seen the field very clearly, hadn't pushed the ball, downfield. Does that change against Clemson, who has struggled in the secondary this year, especially in pass coverage? Are they able to get the ball out quick? Like they were against Miami, and can Chris Bell and Colin Lacey, run after the catch, yards after the catch? Can they be super effective from that standpoint? Can the other running backs, Watson and the other Browns step up? I'm interested just to see what does that attack look like. Clemson defense just as inconsistent as you can be, frustrating, and really even when you go back to that Florida State game, there was a lot Florida State missed, like drop
Raw.
passes for touchdowns, missed throws for touchdowns, some silly holding penalties, some silly drop catches that could have converted and really changed the game. So, did Clemson beat them? Did Florida State beat themselves? Kind of the question. It is a big dose of reality coming when they line up against the Cardinals here. I am just interested to kind of see that. But on the complete other side, the Clemson offense since October 1 has been light years different,
Hmm.
consistent, pushing the ball downfield with Cade Klubnik, let me add, and how well he has been playing. And I know that's frustrating because it's kind of like at this point, who cares? It's over. Nothing really matters. But he has been playing his tail off. He has not turned the ball over, pushing the ball downfield. I've loved seeing Gideon Davidson and Adam Randall in that backfield. I just there's so many things happening that you're just like, if we could back it all the way up to LSU and start with this, yeah, we're in a great spot. It'd be awesome to kind of see this, at least again from the offensive perspective. I think the defense has sadly regressed since then. Offensive line played okay. Again, love what I'm seeing out of Jacobs. Think he's just an excellent, excellent player. Again, he's at guard. Don't know why. I'm going to say that until he moves out of that position. Antonio Williams, the real deal. I mean, just an absolute freakazoid. So the Clemson offense is impressive. And so the overarching question, I think, is, KG, can Louisville keep up with that? I don't know if they can without Isaac Brown. I don't know if they can with how inconsistently Miller Moss has been playing right now. So I see the stats. I see the ESPN predictor. I see what Vegas thinks. I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah, and honestly, I was kind of surprised the playoff committee didn't drop Louisville lower. I
Uh-huh.
thought 20, considering how they treat the ACC, was pretty generous. Of course, Louisville has the win over Miami, which is huge. So that is working in their favor, and they beat Pitt. So you've got that one too, as Pitt continues to climb up in the polls. But when you look at what just happened with Louisville and Cal, Sagapolatele, he was unreal. I mean, he threw for 320 yards, 2 touchdowns. De Jesus was great for them. So that's tough for Louisville. Like, we all thought this Louisville defense, they've been very good all year and a lot better than we thought, Mac. We thought that was the question mark. And now kind of the offense has become the question mark. But if you're going to give up, and Sagapolteli can sling it, I know that. But you just gave up that kind of performance to him. Cade Klubnik has that ability as well.
Right.
And Clemson, they'd prefer to pass it. They haven't run the ball super consistently all year. They have guys. I'd love to see more Gideon Davidson. Clemson fans will all remember, what was it, Mac? 2017. This was the Travis Etienne breakout game at Louisville. He had
Probably
like
around then. Probably,
90-yard run.
yeah.
So I think I was at that game actually in Louisville. Great city. Love going to Louisville. Elite food town, but not Miami. But overall, I would love to see more Gideon Davidson. I think every Clemson fan would too. And to your point, Mac, like, look, the one thing on the line is the bowl streak. And I did want to mention that Clemson has the fourth longest bowl streak in the country.
Uh-huh.
If they make a bowl this year, it would be 20 straight years. Only Georgia, Oklahoma, Alabama are ahead of them. You got to win 2 of the last 3. Louisville obviously looks more gettable at this point. And I
Oh,
just do have some questions about where Louisville is mentally. Where's
yeah.
their culture? Where are they going to be ready to go here? That's my big question.
I have no question about feeling better right now or worse, however you look at it. Because 2 weeks ago, I'm looking at this game like
Yeah.
they're going to lose by 20. I mean, these guys are going to get absolutely housed. And there's some injuries that play a key part in that. There's, just teams trending downward and upward and whatever. So I agree with you. Now, I do still think that Coach Brom is one of the best in the country. And so I have to imagine he has them right. But, when it translates, it's great. When it doesn't, it's not. And so where are they going to be? I'm not this again. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm taking Clemson. I think Clemson wins for
Mm,
all those reasons I just laid out. I don't think Louisville can keep up, and they haven't shown that. And so I think that Clemson is, positively trending right here. I think Cade Klubnik's playing very well with a hurt ankle, and we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. The hurt ankle has made him stay in the pocket more, has made him
it's
slow down.
good.
And that's processed positively for throwing this ball, which is as weird as that sounds. I would like to run him less, run the running backs more, and let him just sling it down the field.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, Mike, the Clemson offense has looked really good. Even with Vizina, it looked really good against SMU. That hasn't been the problem. Now, this defense has been porous, and this could be a get-right game for Miller Moss. But when you look at how the quarterbacks are playing, Cade is definitely playing better. And, it's weird with Louisville. Like, they still have running backs that can get the job done. As much as you miss Isaac Brown, Keyshawn Brown, and Duke Watson, they're great. So I think a lot of it comes down to quarterback play. And Cade Klubnik is playing better. Better than Miller Moss, I'll say. I don't know, Mac. Just having the faith in Clemson to go do this. I don't feel like everything's fixed just because you beat a Florida State team that's a disaster.
Sure.
I'm
My
I'm
kind of point
processing this in
was
real time.
my point was I'm not picking you till you prove it. And they
Yeah,
proved it last week. And again, I agree with you. Maybe did Florida State take it, but you
sure.
still did it. You did it. And we both know how hard it is to win. And you made it happen. And you were able to get the victory. I just think Louisville's playing that bad right now.
Yeah. Okay, let me add this before I make my pick. Louisville is 0-6 against the spread at home this season, and they've been a favorite in all of those games. That's from intern Nick. S&P Plus, though, disagrees with Vegas. They have Louisville as a 7.6-point favorite. Vegas only has them as a 2.5-point favorite.
That's fascinating.
I'm going to take Louisville.
There we go.
I'm
I
going to take
like
Louisville. I
this.
think Louisville at home. This Clemson defense, like, Brown and Watson are still dudes, and Miller Moss, he's had, like, a lot of it comes out of Miller Moss. But if
Uh,
he can just play decently and not turn the ball over, I think this defense will give up points.
I
And then
think
you got to beat Furman and you got to beat South Carolina to make a bowl if that happens.
it's
But, South Carolina's got its own issues.